Hey guys, and welcome back to Hogwarts Legacy. In this video, I'm going to show you how to plant and grow your own plants in your room of requirement. So you'll see here, I have all of these different tables here that have plants growing for me consistently, like the mandrake, the dittany leaves, we have another mandrake, we have fluxweed stems, we have the Chinese chomping cabbage, we have mellow sweet leaves, which is fantastic to collect. You can see I got 5 of them there, and then the shrivel fig fruit. And you can plant all of them in this way, but you're only allowed to plant a maximum of 7 of these tables inside of your room of requirement. But before we talk about the room of requirement, let's talk about all the different things you'll need to buy in order to actually be able to plant these things. So we're going to open up the map here and we're going to go to Hogsmeade here. For plants, there are 2 or actually 3 different stores that you can go to. Let's start out with the first one here that is going to unlock the tables and those little potting tables that we need to use in order to be actually able to plant things in. So the Tomes and Scrolls place over here inside of Hogsmeade on the very southern side is the first store that we need to go to. This is what the store looks like from the outside. You can see here it says Tomes and Scrolls on the top, and we're going to go inside and speak to the guy at the table. Okay, so open up the guy's inventory and you will see that he sells different spellcrafts for conjuration things, and these are all things you're obviously going to place in your room of requirement. Now, they all do different things, like this one here is actually for the vivarium, your beast feeder, which is actually not a bad thing to get either. Now, if you look at the section here where they start saying potting table, you can see here this was a potting table with 2 large pots. Now, you should know that I've already purchased the one that has 1 large pot, but you can buy these more expensive tables that have larger slots. Now, you get different types of pot sizes. You get small, medium, and large. Now, this one has 2 large pots, so plants that can be planted in large pots, you'll be able to plant 2 of them on this one table. Now, you're only allowed to place 7 of these tables, so having the ones that can plant more of them is going to be much more beneficial. But as you can see here, these cost quite a bit of gold galleons to purchase. The ones that I'm using in my room of requirements are the large table with 1 large pot. But you also get different ones here, like this one is for 1 medium pot here. This one has 2 medium pots. This one goes up to 3 medium pots. And then you can get like one with 3 small pots. By default, you get one with 1 normal small pot that's already unlocked for your room of requirement that you can already use. But you can go up to 5 small pots on one table if you require. But keep in mind, the total of 7 of these tables in your room of requirement does not mean like 7 of these, 7 of those, 7 of these. It's 7 entirely. You can have like 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, and 1 of those. And that equals 7. And that means you can't place any more potting tables. So as you get more money in the game, it's a good idea to actually try buy these more expensive ones like the potting table with 3 medium pots, the potting table with 5 small pots, and then the large table with 2 large pots, because that is going to be the most effective way that you can plant many plants and, receive those plants and herbs that you need a lot more consistently, especially towards later on in the game. Now, the next store you need to go to is a place that is going to sell seeds that you need to purchase in order to plant in those pots here. The first place you're going to go to here is the Magic Neep. As you can see here, it's a fresh supplier of fresh produce, seeds, and fertilizer. So we're going to go ahead and go there. This is what the Magic Neep looks like from the outside, as you can tell, and you're just going to speak to this dude sitting on the chair. Now, normally you'll have the seeds at the top here, but I've already purchased all the seeds, but it'll mainly be seeds for like the dittany leaves, fluxweed stem, knotgrass sprig, mellow sweet leaves, and the shrivel fig fruit, which are all going to be part of quests and things that you're going to use in like potions and different kind of crafts for the game as you play. But if you're looking for the combat plants like the venomous tentacular, the Chinese chomping cabbage, and the mandrake, you can buy the seeds for those at another store within Hogsmeade. And if I open up the map here, you'll see that store is actually located right on the far northern side, Dogweed and Deathcap. This is the place where you're going to be buying those 3 things. And this is what it's going to look like from the outside of the store. And let's go ahead inside and speak to the lady. All right, so in here, you'll be able to buy the different seeds for all the different things. You can see here, there is one that I haven't bought. This is for the venomous tentacular seed, but I've already bought the seeds for the mandrake and the Chinese chomping cabbages, which you can grow in any pots of any size, at least for the mandrake. And the Chinese chomping one will only grow in medium or large. You can actually hover over the actual ingredients to see what kind of thing they'll be grown into in terms of the pot size. So go ahead and buy these seeds or the seeds of the ones that you want if you know you're going to use them. Okay, so now it's time to return to the room of requirement. And to do this, you go to the Hogwarts map, look at the school. You can use the left section here, secret rooms, room of requirement, and easily teleport there. Now, if you would like, you can use this square section, but I don't like it at all. I prefer to use this section over here, this nice elongated section that goes down all the way here. And this is where I've planted all my different things. As you can see, some of them are almost ready. So like I said earlier, you can only have 7 of these tables. I do have to take one down here just to show you how this works. So I'm going to empty this pot, and we're going to use the spells to make one vanish, and then we're going to use the conjuring spell to go into the menu, right? So for plants, you are going to go into this Herbology section right over here. And you'll see this is divided up into different categories, like small pots, which you can see here. These are the ones that have 1 small pot. If you go down, these are the ones with 5 small pots, which I haven't bought. And these are the ones with 3 small pots, which I also haven't. I don't own these. So if you want these, you have to buy those scrolls that I showed at the beginning of the video. You also can get medium and then large. Large is what we're using right now. And as you can see here, we're just using the one with 1 large pot instead of the one with 2 large pots. So go ahead and select the style that you want, and you can also change the color of it, like to anything you want. I'm just using this one over here. And then you can go ahead and place it down, and it's really that simple. And you can place 7 of them down, and you can tell when you hover over here, it says 7 out of 7 conjured, and that's as many as you're allowed to have. And then all you have to do is simply just interact with the planter like this, press the button, and you'll be able to see the seeds that you're able to plant in here. The ones that you can plant in here that you don't own will also be shown here, like the venomous tentacular, which we do not own. But we are able to plant dittany, mallowsweet, mandrake, knotgrass, fluxweed, shrivel fig, and the Chinese chomping cabbage. Let's go ahead and plant mallowsweet. It will also tell you how many you'll get at the end of its fertilization. After 10 minutes here, I will get 5 mallowsweet, which is quite nice. Now, before I end this video, I do want to talk about the other kind of features that you have in the Herbology, and that is the composter, which allows you to make fertilizer, which increases the yield of a single seeded plant. So you make 1 fertilizer and you can basically increase that 5 from that mallowsweet to something higher. I'm not sure how much it increases it by, but it's something you can look at. Once you unlock it, you're allowed to make 3 of these composters to make fertilizer at 3 times. And then there is another table over here called a chopping station that allows you to periodically produce a plant ingredient. I'm not exactly sure which ingredient it gives you. It might be a random one, but currently I don't own it because it's quite expensive, but this is something you can have along your Herbology stations too. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and thank you so much for watching.